Hey everybody, it's Christine Bertram. I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It is the 23rd today of March. We almost have 4 Thursdays under our belt, you guys. We actually have 5 Thursdays this month. So we are actually sneaking in ink, paper, scissors next week, Thursday. So we had 5 Thursday night classes in a row, you guys. Crazy, crazy. So, couple minutes tardy, you guys. It was like normal, a whirlwind of a Thursday. I gotta show you a picture of what we just dropped off at the post office, you guys. Hi, Rose Coleman. So we have a Stamp-a-Stack coming up next week, Friday, you guys. So March 31st is the Irresistible Bloom Stamp-a-Stack. After going through all the names and figuring out where I'm at, I think I have space for 2 more out of 72. And if you do the math, you guys, 72 times 15 cards is 1,080 cards. All of them are accounted for except for 2. And then we kitted up the Gnomes class, which was 48 times, I gotta do math, you guys. I'm so excited to know how much this is. 48 times 4, 192 plus 1,080. So now we're at 1,272 card kits. And then we kitted up the Honeybee sampler today. The frame, you guys, that sampler, it's over on the counter. Oh, I should have had it right behind me. We kitted up 24 of those today. And successfully just dropped them off at the post office not even an hour ago. I got back from the post office at 5:30, you guys. Oh, I have the most amazing mother in the world. She's by my side throughout the majority of this, and she was here at 10 o'clock today, and she literally left 25 minutes ago. And then Diane Bogenhagen stopped today to help too from like 11:30 or 11, and she left at 4:30. You guys, I have the most amazing help. It's awesome. I cannot say like how much I am so appreciative, and they love doing it to help me and spend time with me and just to spread joy, right? So I had to take a picture of this all at the post office, you guys. So if you're, and I think, Rose, you're probably the one that I need to reply back to most because I promised you we'd chat today. I never imagined, I don't know if we were planning to do all the shipping today, but when we wrapped up at 3 o'clock, we're like, oh, let's do the shipping today. And it took until 5:20. So 2.5 hours usually is about right, about 70 or 80 packages. And so yes, if you tried reaching out to me today, just know I haven't been on any technology basically all day. And that's what I need to be. And I've told this to Rose yesterday too. Like when you need to get things done by a deadline, you just got to make it happen. And you kind of shut the phone off and you focus, right? So yeah. So before I say hi to everybody, because I'll go back and say hi to everybody, I want to show you guys, I took a picture at the post office before I left. And Kelly just messaged me, you guys. Kelly sent me the list, so helping me to hold me accountable. She sent me the list for the Share, Create, Inspire class, so we can draw some winners for that. And she also did the list for Mystery Card Night, you guys. Yay! So yay to Kelly. She sent those to me via email. All right, so help me remember that when I say, what did I forget later, you guys? So this is the post office. Let me flip this down. That's a box, a Stampin' Up! Box. We just left it right there. A Stampin' Up! Box. We got 4 boxes because all those people got the frames. And then I took up all 4 of their totes over here, you guys. They had 4 of them and I just took over all of them. So, yeah. So, yes, that is exactly what we worked on today. A lot of cutting, you guys. Tammy Sokolik, wow, she cut, like if one card is 15 times 72, 3 cards. So everybody, it was 3 of 5 designs. And so Tammy cut like hundreds of labels, you guys. Every one of those cards, 4 of the 5 cards had labels on them. So Mary Lemke, when she was here for my retreat last week, and she did a lot of the scoring for that stuff, you guys. So it was definitely a team effort, but it's done. They're all out pretty much. Good. And in figuring things out, I figured out that I wrote down 2 people's names twice accidentally. Yep, I did that. I have been known to do that. So if you guys sign up and then you pay for it like weeks later and I don't catch that I've already signed you up, sometimes I will sign you up twice. And then when I go on the day of it, I'm like, oh, so-and-so didn't pay me. you know, because it's all about getting signed up first, right? And you can always pay me. I'm good with that. Like, that's fine. Like, it doesn't ship or get, you know, go out before, and, you know, you pay. But I found that I did that twice this time. And so I got to get a little bit more diligent about if somebody signs up, to make sure I don't sign them up again. That's like the paper thing, right? It's not like having it automated. So, but that's what I get, and that's okay. So that means that I accidentally have 2 extra. So for the 2 people that haven't signed up yet, that are antsy to get this class, you didn't miss out yet. I almost closed off registration. So we're going to say hi to a bunch of people, you guys. Mary Lemke, yay, she's excited for class. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Hi, Cindy Runtree. Hi, Jean Terwilliger and Lynn Beasley. Whoop, whoop. Ready to make some cards. Hi, Dawn Ablett and Doris Munson. And we have Barbara Rudolph. Hi, Debbie Gass. I hope you're enjoying your classes. You guys, Debbie's relatively new to the stamping world, and she's getting all of her stuff. I'm so excited for her. It's always fun starting out. It's nerve-wracking and overwhelming, but it's also fun, right? Hi, Janet Flay and Sherry Everett. Long time no talk, Sherry. Hi, Judy Sharp. I said hi to Rose Coleman already. Hi, Linda Hall. Hi, Lisa Spacek. Hi, Susan Bellamy. Hi, Shirley Malarkey. A lot of you guys got your packages out today. Nicole Herrick, your pile is started on the back counter. You guys, Nicole's going to be up in town again in a few weeks. So she started her pickup pile here. Hi, Sherry Martin and Carmen Sanders. Sherry Everett, yes. So Sherry, if you were asking, am I signed up for that? Sherry Everett, I believe you were one of the people that I had signed up twice, and you were going to send me payment a second time until I realized that you were signed up twice. We figured it out. All good. Hi, Donna Grushki. Okay, I think you guys, who else here? Hi, Ileana. Yay, this is Ileana's second class. So excited to have her here. Hi, Susie Stocks. Hi, Hildy. Your cards for tonight were dropped off at 5:20. I completely missed you on my list to send them out like on Monday or Tuesday, but they're out in the mail today. Hi from Tucson, Miss Augie's Mommy Creations. Hi, Faye Godby. All right, there's Ann Billinger. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. Your package is in the mail too, Sarah. I wish all of you guys lived closer, actually. Hi, Ethel King. Hi, Susan Warmly. Your pile is on the back counter, started with your bow maker. Hi, Wanda. Oh, yeah. So, Rose, tomorrow is my less stressful day. So, we are definitely going to connect tomorrow. You guys, I chat with Rose as often as I can and when we need to. Throughout the month, a few times at least, maybe even once a week. So we meant to chat yesterday, and then we meant to chat today, and both of us had very busy days, she yesterday and me today for our shipping. So yeah, all right, so welcome to everybody. Rose, I didn't get your list. I should have asked you for it before class if you wanted me to call out any names. If you do want me to do roll call for anybody that signed up for this class with you, just instant message them to me, because I'll see that pop up in my phone like instantly. So, all right, so you guys, we do have the By the Bay class tonight. I'm wrapping my head around the By the Bay class. I'm full circle here. Hi, Judy Immel. So Judy Immel was here last night, and she did the By the Bay cards. We had 9 lovely ladies here. And I think they all enjoyed them. When I always ask at the end, what's your favorite? They said all of them, and so that's always a good thing. So I'm going to call this out here right off the bat because I think almost absolutely everybody asked me this last night, and I think Judy's going to be like, yep, I know what she's going to say. So we kitted this up last week, Tuesday, this By the Bay class for us in the United States. So if you're watching from Canada, just know that you can always get this class from Rose. She just started marketing it, I believe, last week, or maybe it was even earlier this week. We both have had pretty busy Marches. And so I feel like, Rose, you just got your cards made Monday and started to publish and market it. So I'm pretty sure if anybody wants to get this class in Canada, there's availability. And I have about 11 sets of this class for those in the United States. If you're outside of the United States and Canada, I'm so sorry. We don't ship outside of these countries, but I do create a PDF tutorial and put it in my online store, so you could always get the online tutorial. So what I was gonna say, we kitted these up last Tuesday. Sharon Peralez is here. Oh, Judy said all of them are gorgeous. Yay. So Sharon is up from Texas, you guys. She came up specifically from Texas to go to the retreat that was here a couple weekends ago. And then she is staying for a few weeks, and she put it out there. She's like, well, can I help you with anything? And I'm like, oh, yes, always. There's always stuff to do, you guys. So Judy I was buying her some time to ask the $1,000,000 question last night. Where's the pearl? So Sharon was helping me last week. My mom was here. We were kidding up, and my mom loves having somebody help. It's amazing. Otherwise, my mom is like, and I help her. Hi, Carol Alanis. So otherwise, I'm helping my mom. But when Sharon was here, it's a lot to have 3 people going back and forth. So I get to work on writing out the class slips or making bows or doing something else that needs to get done for the prepping work. And so let's see here. I'm trying to think. Tammy and Anna both tag team some of the die cutting for this, and Rhonda did the embossing. And when the die cut pieces came back, you guys, there's a little baby shell. Let me show you. There's a little baby pearl, and there's a little baby shell. You guys, they're both with the pearlescent paper, and they're both about the same size. Hi, Linda Kester. And when they kitted up the first card, I handed them a little. It's one of those embellishment containers, the plastic little round things, and I just handed it to him. I said, here you go. And I had the other one on the other pile. I didn't think anything of it. Well, neither my mom nor Sharon questioned that the card was sitting in front, that it was a pearl. It was just like they look the same size and they look similar. Hi, Angela Knutson. Thanks for the thumbs up and sharing. So all in a nutshell, what happened, you guys, is, and maybe you figured this out, the pearl got kitted with this card and the shell got kitted with this card. It's not the end of the world. We figured it out. You guys, when you kit up 72 cards times 4, and you've just laid all this paper out and you spent 3 hours, and then you figure it out on that last card, and you're like, nope, not going into every single envelope and picking out every pearl and swapping them out. We looked at it as they're all wrong for this card and they're all wrong for this card, so everybody's getting one of each. So when you guys get your card kits, you can just flip out your seashell and you can flip out your pearl. And no worries. Exactly. So, well, that's where, if you guys ask me where the pearl is, I'm going to ignore you 110% because you guys, they really literally went around the room, and when they asked, the next person didn't hear it. And then when that person asked, the person next to them didn't ask. So by the time that Joyce Cornick got to the end, I'm like, don't you dare ask it. And she asked it. And it was just really funny at the end, you guys, that everybody just had to ask, where's the pearl? So your pearl's in the other envelope, just so you know. What we'll do is maybe we'll kit up the card, or I'll make up the card that has the pearl in it so you guys can hold it off to the side. And then you can always grab the shell out. But anyways, I forgot to write that in the email to you guys when I emailed out this tutorial last Friday as well. I forgot to put that in my notes. I usually like to call out anything odd when I send you guys your email, but that's how we go. We just punt as we go. So yeah, you guys, I figured you guys would, it was so funny last night, like with where's the pearl. All right. So all in a nutshell, like that, I just wanted to call that out there right away about the pearl and the shell mix up. But before we get going in class, I do want to let you guys in on, I got some happy mail I want to share with you. I'm going to share some card classes that are coming up in case you guys need to get signed up. We just kitted up the Honeybee sampler frame. I'm going to grab it to show it to you. I have a special perk for everybody that signed up for that class, and I'm going to talk about it because I do have a few sets of that class left. There is a place to post a picture of class cards. Yes, there certainly is, Susan. I remember you saying you like to see them. Yes, but I have no, okay, so in the card, so you guys, I operate in 2 platforms primarily. Oh, I'm actually in 3. Okay. So I do my YouTube videos and the lives in YouTube, right? And they automatically feed to Rumble. If anybody is on Rumble, I do have a Rumble account, and I think I have like 30 Rumblers or followers there. So everything automatically goes from YouTube to Rumble, which is like another watching a platform. And then you guys, I'm in Facebook. So I stopped doing my lives in Facebook in October, but I primarily operate announcements and I create all my events in Facebook as well as my website. And I use Facebook for updates of like reminders for classes because I still have about 4,000 people on Facebook that follow me. So Susan, in my Cards by Christine Facebook page, and anybody else that wants to share their completed cards, you go to the pinned at the top. There is featured pinned at the top announcements. And it's actually, oh yeah, you know what? I do love to see the cards. And if you're asking, other people might not know or are curious as well. So if you go to Facebook and you go to my Cards by Christine Facebook page, and I have to switch between personal and Facebook, and you go into my Facebook page. At the top, it says featured, and there's featured things. I feature my challenges post. I feature the what's coming up for the month, and I gotta let that one go because that one's February, so I have to go in and manage it. But it's right here. So they got put in as individual posts, but then I create a challenges post, and you have to click on the first one is for the monthly creative challenge, and then the bottom one is the class card challenge. So you look for this class card challenge, and then if you look at the comments, you can add your picture. So like Deb Norman did the Queen Bee class. Deanna Stell put her Delicate Desert in here. Sue Volz did her Paper Pumpkin. Mary Lemke did the Scenic Garden. And Sue has here, oh, the catalog launch party, you guys. So this is exactly why I love to see this kind of stuff. So I didn't have the stamps that Christine used, so I had to make amendments. I even ended up changing the DSP to work with one of the stamps I had. So this is what it's about, you guys. You get a card class from me or Rose, and you don't know what to do with it, and you think, oh, I have all this cool layout and this great, but I don't have the stamps that they used. Well, there's a different sentiment. Oops, wrong thing. And then this is the one she switched out because it was the farm paper she switched out but kept the same style. Here she put a bear in that one instead of the adorable owls. And then she had a different thank you stamp, and she had art floral for the flower there. And so they're still the catalog launch party cards, but done differently. It just goes to show you that you don't have to have necessarily the stamps. Here's Mary Carl's to do the cards. So here, Stacy Burns chose one of my blasts from the past. It was like September of 2 years ago. And it was from my leftover past classes, and she picked out one of those, and she went ahead and made that. She put a wedding cake in there versus the pie that was in there, okay? So, yes, good question, though. So this is where you'd come in here and comment. So, and this is where I do the drawing off of. I do the drawing, it's based off of the current month and the last month so that they're not, like, hanging out there, you know, for long. Hi, Paula Stewart. Hi, Shirley Malarkey. So yeah, good question though, Susan. Very nice. All right, so as long as I got the camera flipped down, I'm going to share with you that Sharon Peralez went to Cedarburg, you guys, and look what she brought back for me. I have a beautiful framed artwork piece here. It's all laser etched paper, and it's in this beautiful black frame, and now it's like honeycomb in here. It's so cool. So Sharon brought that back for me, and she brought some chocolates for me and my mom. It was awesome. So I'm going to hang that up on the wall. So that's from Sharon. You guys, then real quick here, we've got some happy mail. So this is from Miss Beverly Smith from sunny Arizona. She's got a Taos Adobe Christmas. You guys, I appreciate every card that comes in the mail, and they're not always handmade. So this is really pretty to look at the purplies in the card here. This one comes to us from Miss Elaine Rebeck. You guys, this is a Wonderful World layout back from November with an iris on it. And thank you for being such a terrific demonstrator. You are the best. So thank you, Elaine. You make me blush. This one comes to us from Miss Christina Bernards. You guys, she used the little bunny on here. She stamped the bunny on some of the designer paper, and then she put a little baby purple bow on it. You guys know I love purple. So I think you specifically sent me purple cards. So this one's a little Easter card, and she decorated the inside with a little quacker. And then she decorated her envelope to match. We've been doing that. And then this one is from Miss Melody Miller. And this was a different technique on here. I had to look at this and see how she did this, you guys. It's like, there is, to me, and I don't know, Melody, you're watching, if it was me guessing, there's like a window sheet back there. Because every now you can catch, you see the shimmer there, you guys? So to me, it looks like a window sheet back there. And it's like she cut 2 circles, but this one she cut and like left a little gap to make it look like a window pane kind of to me. So this is the Dainty Delight. She used a little organdy ribbon on here, and she used the stylish shapes circles on here. So very pretty. I love it, Melody. And little purple paper on the bottom. This is from Susan Bellamy. You guys, now if you ever want to know what Stella looks like in a camera, this was the perfect card to share this with you. Do you see on the navy here how much Susan just went, like her Stella just went all over this card. I love it. I love it. And this is from the Beauty of the Earth card class that we did just it's the 13th, I think, from Let's Just Stamp. And so she did a great job putting this one together. So I love it. Very pretty, Susan. This one is from Anna Rebidoux. She sent me this Oh Happy Day card with some of the little flowers punched out. And she did the catalog, not the catalog, she earned the sale-a-bration. And I give her goodies. You guys, she helps me with die cutting, so I give her products. Whatever Anna wants, I give her for die cutting. She earns everything that I give her. And this one comes to us from Tina Rappy, another demonstrator friend. She used that Happiness Abounds, that notebook edge here, a little watercoloring on here, you guys, and then the Time Worn Type embossing folder. So Tina got some caddies from me, and so I sent them down to her, and she sent me a little thank you card. So, where did the bee art come from? Okay, well, very good question. I have it on my lap. If we flip it over, I can show you guys because the information is actually still here. So this vendor was set up down in Cedarburg. It's called Milwaukee Mandalas. If you want to take a screenshot of this, Linda Hall, or write this down, there's a website and an email address. It's MilwaukeeMandalas.com. So Milwaukee, MilwaukeeMandalas.com. And otherwise, Milwaukee abbreviated is MKEmandalas@gmail.com. Yeah, so it's so cool. I'm happy that they had the sticker on here so I could answer your question. That was the first thing I wondered too. She said they had a whole bunch of them. And when she walked in, she saw the bee and she's like, yep, this is Screaming Christine all over. So, all right. So that's the happy mail I think I have to share with you guys. Let's go back and just give you a little clue in about what's coming up for classes. So, from one bee frame to the other bee frame, you guys, this class is coming up on April 3rd. This was my Honeybee sampler class. I was planning on a lot more than what we have signed up. So what I'm doing for everybody is everything was prepped, and I had my Tammy help me do all the die cutting. I honestly thought we'd have 48 people, and that was an aggressive stretch of a goal. And we have 19 signed up, which is not quite half. So you guys, what I did for this class, so I doubled the class for you guys. So not only will so there are 19 signed up, I'm looking for 5 more people. Not only will you get to make one sampler to save for yourself, you could make a second as a gift for somebody. So just know that you got 2 for 1 with this class, you guys. Not including the frame, because the frame was extra in case you guys need frames, though I still have about 8 left, I think. 2 boxes, I have 8 left. So you get 2 sets of everything. So you got 2 white base, let's look at it. You get 2 whites, 2 Kirsch Crave, 2 black. You guys, I gave everybody 6 6x6 pieces of this designer paper. You got 2 black banners, 2 yellow banners, 2 embossed circles, 2 labels, 2 wings, 2, you guys got double basically, right? 2 of the little bees, you got enough gems to make 2. So when you get this class for me for $25 plus shipping, not only do you have my little bee, my little guy fell down here. I see that I didn't have him sticking on there really good. Not only do you get to make 1, you get to make 2. And let's say you don't want to make a second one, you guys, make it into a card, okay? You've got enough card stock that you could make another card. So any of the people that are already signed up, you're getting 2. And then I have, I think I have 4 left. Actually, one I have to save for myself. So I have 4 left, you guys. So the bee sampler class is coming up, not next week, but the week after. So I think that was a really good deal. 2 for 1, right? All right. So here's what else, you guys. This is the Stamp-a-Stack. We talked about that. Mom and I and my helpers all worked on getting kit up today. And I had written down a couple names extra. So you're going to do 3 each of 5 designs, you guys. So, and they're all fun folds, right? So not only are they awesome just in general cards, but each one of them has a different technique for the fold. This is your flying Seagull card, you guys. That is like my extreme, I love it right now. So you get that one 3 times. Oh my gosh, they wanted to kill me with having to score and have this. Oh yeah, it's just, anyways, this one I love too. So you make 3 of these, you guys. Now, I would recommend that you email me if you want this class, because whoever gets like in my email box first is who, because I'm afraid that I only have 2 left. I am taking a waiting list though. I could plan to make up, I think, 8 more of this class easily. I just won't have them done by next week, you guys. So I definitely have 2 I could mail out because of my mishap with signing people up. But I think I'm going to start a waiting list, because once you guys see these cards and how easy it is, it's a good value for, it's like $55 for the class plus $10 shipping if you need it mailed. But you make 15 cards and you have lots of product left over to make more. So that is the Irresistible Bloom Stamp-A-Stack. The gnomes we kitted up this week, you guys, as well. That's what went out to some people today. All fun folds as well. So I get a lot of like, I'm not into the gnomes. I think the gnomes are horrible. I don't like gnomes. And then you get to the other end of the spectrum. Hi, Becky Roar. You have the Lynn Beasley ears went out in the mail today too. And then we go to the other end of the spectrum and it's like, I love gnomies. I want everything gnomies. And they're like little pets, right? So, so Laura Sullivan, I love it because she's like, I don't like the gnomes, but I'm getting the class for me because I can use other things, right? So you're going to get a piece of paper, and if you don't want to put gnomes on it, what could you put in here? Could you put the adorable owls in here? Could you put the donkeys from last year? Could you put the frogs? Could you put what other like people or critters in here coming out? You know what I mean? So just look at these for the layout, you guys. I counted, I kitted up an extra 17 of this class because I thought, wow, once you guys see how cool these are, even if you don't like gnomes, you could make these into something not gnome related. And this one is that corner bookmark card. That it comes off like this. And again, if you don't have the gnomes, what else could you put on there? That's where I love, Susan Warmley, you were asking about the class card challenge. I love seeing what you guys use, even if it's not the stamps that I use. And then this one too, you'll get a piece of white. So you could stamp something else, and then you put whatever you want on the little rectangle. So these are all your non-traditional but A2 size cards. Hi, Betty Ray. And this one, you guys, I love this one, the little bookmark card. So again, if you don't have gnomes, like what could you put on it? This class also comes with 6x6 paper. So we put everything into, so you get the whole, like one sheet of each of those from the Greatest Adventure paper. And so that is what you would get with a kit, except for I stamped this already, so I could show you guys a template of how to stamp them. So I gotta photograph that yet. But yeah, so I got plenty of gnomes left, you guys. And then another one I was going to show you too is the favorite flowers. I think I'm planning for about 20 more for this one yet, but this one, you guys, isn't until April. And I told my mom we're kitting up another Stamp-A-Stack that's all fun folds, and she just looked at me and rolled her eyes, and she's like, why do you do this to yourself? And I'm like, because they're pretty cards. So you'll make 3 of this one, right? Isn't that gorgeous? So you'll make 3 of that one. You'll make 3 of this one, which is another fun fold. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So pretty. Then the pleated skirt technique is the fun fold on the outside here. So we'll go through and show you how to do that. And then, so this one's 4 of this one, 3 of this one, 3 of that one, 4 of this one. Total is 14 cards, you guys. And this is your exploding book card. Boom. So another Stamp-A-Stack. This is the one, though, that's in April. And again, I'm planning for about 20 more. I think 35 are signed up. I'm planning for 56. So just a little note on that. And then, you guys, I'm going to share. I have this here because I don't know if you guys figured it out, but my mystery card, I think I showed it off on Monday. My mystery card is my one of my cards for the Greatest Journey. And you know what? I think I already shared it with you guys. So I might as well share it already so we don't forget. To do it, we'll share it now. We had mystery card night, you guys, on Monday night, and this is the layout. I saw a bunch of your pictures already, you guys. You're amazing with what you did with the layout. This one is what I looked at. I pulled this off the board and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so fun. It's a double Zifo card. It came from Miss Tammy DeWitt. She was part of my Winter Creative Escape, and this is one of her swap cards, you guys. This is the reason I swap. because I get amazing cards like this. And I thought, oh my God, it's so amazing. I love it. So I definitely cased her card and used it for mystery card. And this was the card that I cased. Now this is for game night, you guys. I think I have about 15 spots that I'm planning yet for game night. So 15 spots yet for this one. This was the Flying Seagull, you guys. So cool on that one. So people were worried about, do I have to have these stamps to do the graded, to do the game night? And it's like, nope. I use the moon and I use these trees. I use the sentiments, but you guys, you could stamp whatever you wanted here. That's all going to be die cut. Tammy Sokolic is on it right now. She's already die cutting for me all these pieces that we need. So just a sentiment for that one. So you've got your biker, and then here you've got the Mary Lemke inspired layout with that. It's like an easel card. And so that's it. I stamped the trees pretty much and shrubbery. So you guys really don't need to have stamps for this class either. I find you guys like to have the cards matching as much as possible. And when you don't have to have focal stamps, it kind of like, it's sad, right? Because we all love our stamps, but you could do a class and not really have to have stamps. So you could have sentiment. So you guys, that's it. So we shared the game night. Just a reminder that that is coming up. All that, like, you guys, except for the fun folds with the Stamp-A-Stack for April, everything else is coming up in about 2 weeks. So, oh man, it's like time is flying. Judy almost said you can put the Easter bunny on them for Easter. You sure could. Absolutely. You could have, okay, so that Easter bunny set has 3 Easter bunnies in it. You could definitely use the Easter bunny set for that whole set of Gnomes cards. Yeah. So yay. Hi, France. How are you doing? She loves the set. Yay. Okay, you guys. So let's do roll call. I didn't see that Rose messaged me a list. Hi, Randy Schultz, joining late from Southwest Michigan. And I'm just looking to see. Nope, I don't see that she messaged me. So I'm going to do roll call for my peeps here in the States. And again, just a reminder, this is the class that I do in collaboration with Rose now. And we do 2 of them together. We do the Technique Club class, and she teaches that class usually on a Tuesday afternoon. She just did it this like 2 days ago. In case anybody missed it, you can catch it on her YouTube channel, which is Stamping with Rose. And then I do the suite class on a Thursday night at 6 p.m. And it's always a featured suite. Sometimes it's a bundle. Doesn't always have to be a suite, but generally we try to pick suites. Oh, you could use the hippopotamus set in there. Yes, exactly. Good idea. There were those dancing hippos. Yes, that would be good in those picture windows too. So this one is the sweet one. So next month, you guys, is the legendary ride or ready to ride. Thanks for sharing, Betty Ray, and thanks for sharing, Randy, and everybody else too. I just see their names right now saying that they shared. Next month is ready to ride. And it's a little bit more of a specific suite, but we still wanted to go through with it because it's a lot of people love the motorcycles. I already have 16 signed up for the online version, which is great, and about 10. So there's already about 25 people signed up, which last year at this time, the guy set that we featured was Hey Sports Fan, which was, I think, even a little bit more specific. So yeah, but it would be great for guy cards next month, or girls who love their motorcycles. We only have 1 card design at the moment, but the other 3 will follow by next week. You guys, next week, already the last day of March is Friday. So we'll be doing a showcase of everything that's coming up in April, sometime about like Wednesday or Thursday next week. Okay, so by the way, I'm going to do my roll call here. Doris Munson, Judy Sharp, Latokia Trigg, Michelle Dadson, Donna Grushke, Becky Gandolfo, Mary Lemke. And I'd like to call out that Becky Gandolfo and Mary Lemke, they purchased the bundle as their purchase for this class because it's the promotional class. And they did it before the bundle went out of stock. Yay. They did it probably way back in early February, if I'm not mistaken. And so they got a half a pack of the designer series paper as a gift from me for doing that early registration and buying the bundle that we picked for this class, for the class. So those were the only 2 girls that got in on it. And then I think it went out maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But you guys, this bundle is back in stock now. So Awesome. Shirley Malarkey, Carol Selinsky, Angela Knutson, Linda Hunt, Dawn Ablett, Sherry Everett, Judy Bobo, Jeannie Parker, Carissa Alberts, Karen Weststein, Feline Mays, Jean Terwilliger, Becky Rohrer, Janet Flay, Bonnie Kemen, Ann Bellinger, Helen Chase, Karen Woods, Carmen Sanders, Ruth Nicholson, Tammy Steckling, Karen Stagg, Carla Lake, Debbie Buzzy at Work Schultz, Lori Baxter, Ileana Viquez. Oh, to me, your name, Ileana, is a tongue twister until I say it a few times. Sandy Wicklander, Nicole Herrick, Gwen Petrashek. It took me about a half a year to get Gwen's name right. Barbara Rudolph, and a lot of practicing. Lila Erickson, Faye Godby, Marilyn Edens, Kat Birch, Christina Bernards, Carmen Melendez, Lynn Beasley, Hilden L. Vilches, Sue Spigner, yay, learned how to say her name properly yesterday, Cheryl Stewart, Fancy Nancy Billets, and Susan Rich. So, you guys, with that awesome, amazing list, that was 49 people, and so that means I have, I think, 11 left, if I did my calculations right. I do have this class in person on Saturday yet. We are going to do a staggered class start on Saturday in case you're local to me and want to take this class with me. I'm going to be starting my monthly class with about 5 people. Actually, there's only 4. I have a smaller crew for the morning and a smaller crew for the afternoon. So instead of having a class with 4 people at 10 and a class with 4 people at 1, you guys, I'm piggybacking and not even staggering. I'm going to stagger them. So meaning I have monthly class at 10 with 4 people, and then about a half hour, I'm going to get them all started, and then my other crew comes in at 10:30 for By the Bay, and they're going to start and work together. So I'm going to have on half of the room 1 class, and I'm going to run the other half with the other class. We're going to run 2 classes at the same time, and that will give me my afternoon. Hopefully by 1, that will wrap up, and I get 3 hours to do something because otherwise I would have been doing classes. So, it's always nice to sneak back or steal a couple hours of my life to maybe do something not stamping related. So the girls are more than happy to come and do that. And I'll be a ping pong for 3 hours, but that's normally how it goes anyway. So yeah, so if anybody's local and you still want to do either the monthly class or the By the Bay class, just reach out to me. When we are done with class, we'll do the door prize drawing for somebody to win a door prize for class with me in the States. So let's grab the book here. For those that are new to watching, if you have questions, don't hesitate to write them in the comments. I usually watch the questions and comments like a hawk. If there's something that I miss, I have an amazing community of people who are watching comments and following along. And if you ask a question, sometimes they answer it before I even get to it. So just know that you can ask questions if you need help. For those that took the class with me or are taking the class with me, the tutorial is always part of my gift for you registering for class and getting the kits. It was emailed out to everybody last week, Friday. Now, if you signed up since Friday, I may not have sent it to you, and I always go back and spot check to see if I missed sending it to somebody, because I keep really good tabs on when I sent it. So I think Sue, Cheryl, Nancy, and Susan, I still need to send the tutorial to you because you guys signed up since Friday. Hi, Holly Poplow. For those that would like the tutorial that didn't take the class, as soon as I'm done with this class tonight, I usually get on the ball and put it in my online store. If it's not tonight, it'll be done by noon tomorrow. And then you can always purchase the tutorial in my online store, or you can reach out to me directly and just electronically send me money for the tutorial. It's $10 if you send money outside of my website, and it's $11 if you pay for it via my website because of the convenience fee that it charges. So just know that the tutorial should be out there soon, and it has all the measurements, it has the pictures, it has instructions. So that's a little bit about the tutorial. We're gonna go to the catalog really quick though and show you guys where you can find the By the Bay. What I've been hearing about By the Bay, you guys, is people they kind of looked over it. Like, you either love it or you kind of looked over it because it wasn't like necessarily your cup of tea. And then as people start to see it more and work with it, then they are falling in love with it. And Angela said, keep in mind, That is a good point, Angela. Angela said, keep in mind with questions, she's usually a bit ahead of us. So you may need to explain the question a bit. Correct. That is a very good thing, you guys. I move a mile a minute and I am potentially 10 to 30 seconds ahead of you. So if you ask me a question of where does that go? I'm gonna be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Honestly, I don't know. Like, what are you asking about? So you might be a little bit specific. Like if you're asking a pointed question of like how to do something, you might be like, where does that blue piece of paper go on this card? Right? To make be specific. Good call, Angela. I appreciate that call out. Yes, because you will see that look in my face, like, huh? What is she talking about? I'm like, I don't know. And then you guys usually help me piece it together of like what's being asked, and then we get it figured out. So good call. Specific questions is always helpful. So you guys, this is the spread we have here for the By the Bay class. It's a suite in here. It's got a stamp set with dies, which is called a bundle. When you buy the bundle, you get 10% savings. This variegated balmy blue ribbon is part of the suite here, and you can color it. It doesn't have to stay white and blue. Like you could color it with blends. You could color it with markers or ink, or daubers. These little pearls are part of the set too. The flat adhesive back pearls are super cool. We did use one of the cards where we put it in the shell, just like this one over here. And then the designer series paper is 6x6. And just to show you, I'm calling this out, you guys. I don't know if you're knowing this or not, but we're nearing the end of 2 catalogs. We're nearing the end of the holiday mini catalog, the purplicious one that looks like this, you guys, and we're nearing the end of the annual catalog. They both retire. It says on the back of the catalog, May 3rd for the annual catalog, and the other little mini one is May 1st. Okay, so what does that mean? We have exciting things happening because we have a new annual catalog coming out. And so with a new annual catalog comes a new one of these. I'm going to be sending out an email here asking people to sign up if they want a DSP sampler. So DSP means designer series paper. Every catalog, I make one of these binders. I don't provide the binder. I provide the white sheets with the printed names and all the swatches of all the color cardstocks and the designer paper. And so this is the one here for the mini catalog. And I wanted to show you, like, this is the By the Bay paper. So for the annual catalog, I'm already taking sign up for it. I probably have 15 people signed up. I'm making 56. And when they're gone, you guys. So I'm going to send out a little reminder to everybody that anybody wants to get one of these to sign up and just get on the list. So it's 6x6 paper, and like each one of these shows the front and the back of the paper. This is a specialty paper because it has like the holographic going on with it. Like the gold foil is on here. Sometimes there's like a pearly foil. This one it's like a holographic as well. And so that's what it makes it a specialty paper, because of the foil that is in it. So that's the By the Bay paper. It's kind of hard to work with because it's 6x6, especially when you design a class. But you guys, I will like to call out that in designing these cards, like this card has 3 different DSPs on it. This one has 3 different DSPs on it. This card has 2 different DSPs on it. And this card has 2 different DSPs, leaving one not used. And that one that was not used was this pattern right here. And that pattern was actually pulled into your monthly card here. It got pulled into this card right here. So that's By the Bay paper that got used for the Easter Bunny card. And so between that card and these cards, every one of these sheets got used in these. Yeah, so I was very proud of that, that we really tried to feature all the different designer papers. Not necessarily both sides, but each piece. So what else? Then that's it. So that's the Seaside Bay that we're going to be using tonight. When you guys, if you're new to me, what you get is, I should go grab it just so you guys can see. If you're newer to me and you're wondering what you get with a class, you get it all put in envelopes like this. So every card kit comes in its own envelope, and your embellishments are generally in that one or if it's the same embellishments, like in this case, these blue embellishments, they got put in one of the cards. There, look at that. That card, though all those blue embellishments are your 8 blue embellishments, because there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's an 8th one somewhere on a card. So, or there's, yeah, I think there's 8. So, so that card has, so you get everything die cut or embossed. So if you're new to me, like, and you're wondering what you get in a kit, look at all that little die cutting my helpers help with, the little tags die cut. I don't die cut anything that you could fussy cut yourself. And so like this one has the designer paper that you're gonna cut yourself. It comes with ribbon. So everything you need in this kit to make the card pretty much as is. And that little guy was gonna, I knew it was gonna give me a problem. How much is the sampler? So Judy Sharp, this one, so I've learned the annual catalog is bigger. And so I charge more for the annual catalog than I do the mini catalog. The mini ones are $26 plus $10 shipping is $36. And the annual catalog is $30 plus $10 shipping. I put it in a padded flat rate envelope. So it's $40 with shipping. And you guys, the annual catalog has more designer series paper because all of the families are included. So like when you go back to this and you look at, like, this is a lot to do all the color families. So you get all of the normal that, but then on top of it, it's a double section for all of the in color families like that. And so I do 30, and then the specialty paper is usually a little bit more, where like the specialty paper was only 1 sheet for this one. So it's 30 for the annual plus $10 for shipping, okay? So this is what you get for card kits, you guys. So each one of these envelopes will be a kit. And just reminder, where's your pearl? Your pearl is in this kit right here. Ha ha ha. Just had to throw that out there. And so when I make my cards with you guys, I usually put mine in little envelopes like this. And so what we're gonna do is we'll start working on these and show you how to put them together, show you some tips and tricks on what to do. I'm trying to figure which one do we want to do first. We're gonna do the one that is supposed to have the shell in it, which is this one. And this one has the pearl in it. So you guys are gonna find your pearl right away. All right. Oh, Rose, thanks for watching, for questions. I appreciate it. Okay, so we have these guys we'll set off to the side. And this is the card we're gonna start with. So again, you guys, just a reminder, your pearl is in this kit, but it needs to get used on the other card, and you're gonna need to find the shell from the other card, but we're finding your pearl right away. Yes, Donna, we definitely can get you signed up for the DSP sampler, you betcha, and the same with Judy. And we'll write here DSP sampler and Donna. All right, so I got both you guys listed here. And Janet would. I'll look for the email. Okay, I can get you guys penciled into my spreadsheet as well. Yes, Cindy, perfect. She said, please, absolutely, you guys, you can definitely, it's always good to email me. You know, sometimes if I like to jot things down if I can, right? But it's always good to follow up with an email, because you guys, I love having written correspondence, so that if I have to try to remember something later, I can be like, oh yeah, we have an email on it, and I can pull up the email and we can get our information that way. I find sometimes when watching the comments and you guys say you want it, I write it down, and then maybe 2 weeks later you're like, no, I didn't mean to say that I want it. So so that's, you know, so it's always good for me to have the written documentation. So Luann, I've got you added 2 to my list here. Oh my goodness, you guys, so many people want the sampler. I love it. So Debbie Schultz. Yeah, you guys, I ran out of my mini catalog. I could have easily had 4 or 5 more of them. All right, you guys, so you're gonna like go Team Blue tonight. Oh, that's Veronica. Oh, Veronica. So Veronica, I don't know if I know who you are, but I wrote your name here. And if you could, hi Karen, what sign? If you could send me an email too, you guys, my email is here. And what Cindy had mentioned too is just pop me an email and say, hey, I want to get on your list for the DSP sampler. That'd be perfect. So you guys, Team Blue, all about Team Blue for this class. I apologize to my Team Purple fans, but just know tomorrow is craft roulette night, and I will try to pull in purple if I possibly can, because you guys know that Mary Gunn calls me the purple princess. So our whole team blue purple started, I think, when Mary Gunn and I met. All right, so you guys, your piece of paper is going to be folded already in half because it fits in your envelope, but I do not burnish all your stuff for you, so you guys are going to want to burnish. So just remember, this is a horizontal card. Hi, Carmen wants one too. All right. You guys are rocking the DSP sampler. You want them. Awesome. Okay. I got you. Hi, Donna Simmer. All right. Linda Hall, you guys. Wow, you guys, I'm almost going to use up a whole scratch paper here. All right. I got you, Linda Hall. Cindy Runtree says, go Team Blue. You know it, right? So Carissa's really happy tonight too with the blue cards. So they're very nautical, right? So you're going to get a lot of blue with nautical cards, right? All right, so we have our horizontal card, so just keep it like that. That'd be good. You guys, in your kit, you're going to have a piece of white, and that white is going to be the right size for you to stamp a bird. And so if you have this designer series paper, you could always cut a bird out from there. But just know, for those that got the kit, you're going to have a piece like this. It's just a square. And what you're going to want to do is take that square and the birds. Where do I have all my stamps? They're over here. Hang on. Let's get our stamps right here. So we got that one, that one. We need the shell. So there's a bird here. And the ink color, you guys see, like, there's really only 2 ink colors that got pulled in. Navy and either Sahara Sand or Crumb Cake. Oh, Susie wants one too. Crumb Cake, Sahara Sand, pretty interchangeable, you guys. You could use either one. Susie, I'll add you here too. You know, anybody that's writing in the comments, just also follow up with a note somehow. Any kind of messaging works for me, just as long as I can reply back. Gotcha. Yep. So stamp your bird. And you know, I did, by the magic of TV, you guys, I already stamped mine. You could use Memento too. You could stamp it blue, Memento, whatever you want. It's dark. Navy's a dark enough color that if you stamp it in navy, you're probably going to be just fine. And if you really want to, you could stamp it in navy. I think in class last night, everybody used navy. And now when I look at mine, I think I might have used Memento. But, oh, Sandy Wicklander wants one too. Wow, you guys, I'm amazed. Oh, I just lost that, so I'm going to start a new one. I'm amazed. Sandy wants one. And also Judy Bobo. I think what Judy Emil once told me about the sampler is, even if you're either a demonstrator or an avid stamper, like a Stampin' Up customer, whichever, right? Having that is a tool to see what colors look good together. It helps you see the patterns so that you don't have to go rummaging through all the designer series paper and open up all the packs. This way you have it and you could be like, oh yeah. And so it's easy to make. It helps with crafting cards. So awesome. Oh, Sarah Mitchell too. You guys, it's a good night to show that. All right. So by the magic of TV, I already stamped my bird, you guys. There are dies. Let's show you the dies here. The stamp set looks like this, and there are dies. The sand hills in here. There's 2 grass swatches. We use the shell. There's the bird here that you're going to need, that shell, and then the crab is also what you're going to need. I did pull in these Huron dies. Now, if you're in Canada, Rose is improvising. You guys, she didn't have these dies, and so I didn't consult with her. Oh, Lisa Spacek, I just saw your email. Rose, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to show your cards because you made them. So those that are watching in Canada, Rose made the cards, and she had to alter this one slightly. And I just want to put this out here, that she used a little bit different foliage along the side over here, and there she used, so in the Huron dies, you guys, there's this grass right here and that label, and that got used. And so instead she put a circle, I think. Yeah, so she did a circle versus doing the Huron label. So just know there might be some slight variations for the kits that you get, and only because she had to improvise. Then the other one I pulled in here, you guys, is I pulled in Peaceful Moments, Happy Birthday. So we put that on a bunch of the cards. Otherwise, not much else was added. All right, so I think we'll add Lisa Spacek. I gotcha. All right, so the bird's already stamped. Just know that I did pull in a little bit of markering. There's a little bit of crumb cake and pool party coloring. Now, if you have watercolor pencils, they would work. If you don't, you could leave the bird too because it looks just fine not colored. But I wanted to add a little bit of color to it and just put a little bit of crumb cake. Make a little brown bird here. So we're just going to color the bird a little bit there. And then we're using Pool Party just to make it look more nautical, like he blends in with the card better. So just a little bit of coloring on our bird. Okay. Then we have, this is from Stylish Shapes. That is one of my favorite die sets. I'm really curious to see if they are carrying it over or if it's going away. And they came out, you know, who knows, maybe they'll come out with something else. You guys, you have your little pearl in your kit, but you got to go find your shell from the other kit and just swap them out. So you've got a little pearl. You've got 2 pieces of designer paper that fit on your Sahara Sand mat. Now, this top one is cut in a way that you can see the border, and the bottom one is a cut in a way that you don't see the Sahara Sand on the bottom. Okay, so that's done intentionally. And then you guys have Sahara Sand mat with the other piece of designer paper. You have a white inside, which we'll need to stamp. And then you have the sand hill. So let's look at that die really quick so you guys can see where this comes from. It's super long, so it can go across and span the entire card if you want. And so when I prepped everybody's, I cut a piece that was yay big, and then it's so big. How big? So big. And so what happened is Anna cut them, and she cut them in a way that it was about 1/3 here and 2/3 here. And then what I did is cut them all in half. So it was like half the amount of cutting time because she cut 2 at one time, and then I just took my cutter and I cut them down the middle. And so you got 2 pieces. If they might not match up perfectly, but in essence you have a skinnier one, which is going to go on the front of your hill, and then the taller one. So you should have 2 pieces like that, and they came from using this die like that. Okay. And Pool Party ribbon. You should have some gross grain Pool Party ribbon in your kit, and then 3 of these opal pearl things. I just realized I did not include my ribbon in my kit. So let's do our stamping. And this set has 2 sentiments that are about the same size. It has heartfelt sympathy, and then it also has thank you for everything. And the thank you for everything would fit on there, or if you have something else you want to use, no problem. Use whatever sentiments you want. But we're going to do this one as, you know what? What are we going to do? So this is going to be a prize for somebody. So I think I'm going to try to fit the thank you on there and make mine into a thank you card. And my trick is I stamp the back. So you guys, if you're newer to stamping, when you die cut something out, it has a rough edge. That's the back. And then the rolled edge here is the top to me. So I like to practice on the rough edge on the back first to see how it works. And then if I do it good, I could always use that side. But now I know that it fits in there really nice. And we're going to put that right there. Cool. Then on our inside, we have some sand and a bird. I'm not going to lose the shell. We're going to grab a little scratch pad paper here and grab our white piece. And there's a little bit of sand. So there are 2 sand type stamps in this set. There's one that has shells that are part of it. And then there's one that has just sand. And I don't know why they made it this shape to me. don't ask me. I don't know. I don't know if I understand that, but I'm just going to use a little bit like that and like that. So I just stamped a little bit of sand in the bottom corner. These guys also have sand on them. And if you go first strength, second strength, first, second, first, second, first, second. All I did was put some sand on the sand. Hi, Gwen. Better late than never. All right. I think that's it for stamping, you guys. There wasn't a lot here. We'll shut those up. Oh, we're not done. You guys, I forgot the bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. And there are 3 birds that are together. And you only need 1 of them. Or you could put more. It doesn't matter. But what I'm going to try to do is only get ink on this guy over here. And then I got to get his butt tail feathers here a little bit more. And he's going to be just walking on the sand hill by himself here. So he's just walking on the page. That's what I got. Hi, Feline Mays from Eastern Oregon. Whoop, whoop. She's in the house. Probably ready to go to bed. You had a very late night last night. All right. Let's do a little assembly action. You guys know I like to do my multi-glue at the same time. So we're going to flip this one over, this one over, this one over, and that. Okay, as long as I'm opening up my glue, I'm gonna glue a lot. If you guys are tape runner fans, you're more than welcome to use whatever adhesive. When I write a tutorial, I generally just write adhere this together because everybody has a preference. I do know that. Hi, Sue. You were just getting started, so no worries. So this one goes end to end. So I'm gonna make sure 2 of my sides are flush here. And then I'm not gonna worry about that because I can always take my scissors and trim it. And then this, don't worry about the seam in the middle. You want to just make sure the top, the bottom, and then the side are all about the same. Don't worry about this at all because it gets covered up with ribbon. This one is going to go inside the card over here. And then this one is going to go on your Sahara sand piece. So the reason I like glue is you guys watch, I'm just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with it. All right, now we can go back over on this one and we're gonna trim this. Oh, you're very welcome, Rose. Anne says, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Thanks, Anne. All right, so far so good. Oh, I don't have an oval. Well, I'm gonna steal it from this person and I will replace it. I almost forgot my oval, you guys. So, you guys, if you took the Fitting Florets class with me, I ended up with about 180 of these ovals extra because we used the outer frame. And so this is actually from Fitting Florets, you guys, right? So I purposely put it on this card to use it up. All right, so we got our oval. That's also in your kit. All right, you guys, I'm going to end up using up my tear and tape tonight, which is awesome. But we're going to do our little tear and tape sandwich. So we're going to do 2 pieces over here, 3 actually. And we're going to prep the back here with the 2. And you have about 6 inches of ribbon in your kit. And that's going to go right over the seam. What's nice about this ribbon is it's pretty see-through. Oh, it's not see-through. It's pretty solid, but I'm seeing that you can kind of see the seam. So if you go up so that the bottom edge is with the seam, you won't really see the seam then. All right, so there's that. You have just enough to round the edges, and we're going to put a little bit tear and tape right there. So the Pool Party Gross Grain Ribbon, I saw on Facebook today somebody colored it with blends, and it looks so cool. It's such a light color that you can make this different colors. It's a very, like a nice sheen to it. All right, so I do pick these off. Yeah, this suite is awesome. I definitely agree, Feline. I picked those off, And we're going to put this onto our card base. This oval is also glued flat. And now this will go right under the front. And then the oval rests over on the left-hand side. Something like that. Okay. Now, our sandhills. We're not done with them. I just realized and remembered that I did sponge the tops of them slightly. You can see that there's a little bit more darkness on that top edge of both of them. And you're just taking your dauber and brushing ink on that hill top. Makes it just a little bit darker up there so that you can see the two hills. Oh, yep, that was right. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I did do, so we talked about there being a front and a back to die cut images. The softer rolled is the front to me. What kind of tape? It's Scotch tape. Susan Bellamy. This right here is tape. The trick, you guys, with it is I make a tab so that my tape holds it down, but I have a tab here that I can just lift up so that it comes off easy. And what it is, I've got a tape dispenser. It's just Scotch tape. It's just tape. That's all it is. Oh man, oh, he's clean. Never mind. All good. With the sand hill, I had them opposite. So to me, the rough edge was up here because otherwise they have the same hill. I don't know, maybe they don't, but I don't know. To make it look a little rougher, I used the back edge of this one. Either way, it's fine. What we're gonna do, you're just gonna laugh, but I did take, let's see if that is ribbon. I did take skinny amount of dimensional here, and I popped up this back edge with dimensionals. Just the top. You guys, you will find that I like to do mixed adhesives. So in this case, I wanted the back hill to pop up, and I want the bottom to be glued flat. So we put the line of dimensionals at the top. And let's see here. I noticed the designer paper is slightly different. Like that one had a little bit of white in it, where this one, the white was in the middle. So I was looking to see what do I like better. And I think I'll go like this. And so this should fit along that bottom edge. You may have to trim off the sides slightly. Give that a second. The heat from your fingers will help the adhesive to bond. And so you can see here that it's raised up so slightly. And then this one I glued flat on the front here. So a little bit of liquid glue, a little dab will do ya, I think is what Jimmy Buffett says. Jimmy Buffett, haha. And then that goes right on the front. So now you can see the pronounced sandhill definition. If you guys need to trim any off, now's your time to do it. You might have to just a little shimmy a little bit off. And then this is popped up with dimensionals. Got two hanging out right over here. And put one in the middle. This will go, I wanted to see a little blue on the top, the bottom, and the left-hand side. I've got the peaks of the corners kind of in line with the oval edge there. Something like that. And then this, it kind of rides on the bottom of the ribbon and catches over here. And now what you need to do is put a couple dimensionals on the right-hand side. And then what I would do, because this is popped up here, I would actually put a dimensional in that top left corner. because that's going to pop up on here, and then I would use a glue dot on the bottom edge here. So this will something like that. You can see a little of the designer paper over here, the ribbon, and then your bird is popped up as well. His feet are planted and his head is popped up. So we're going to put dimensionals on his upper back and a little bit of liquid glue to plant his feet onto the sand. Like that. And our little shell. What did I do? I think I'm going to use a glue dot behind the shell. And that kind of covering up that corner of the label. And Stella. This is where if I would have done the label ahead of time, I could have done the whole label. And yes, Susie, you did a swap card for the Winter Creative Escape, and I think you used this set. I'm going to do the whole outer. So this is why I Stella at the end versus each piece, because then I only Stella what I'm going to see. All right. And then for our gems these are the only gems that got used on these cards. Oh, I just looked at this. You guys didn't notice this. Look at this. I just saw right now that, oh, there's a big guy right there. Come on, why are you stuck? Why are you stuck there? These guys don't have iridescent on them. Can you see that they're just white? Like the iridescent is on them. All right, so I'm gonna put one there, and then I'm gonna put one on. Oh, if I put it there, it looks like he pooped it out. So hang on, my shell didn't stay. Oh my goodness. My shell doesn't have a glue dot on it. Hang on, we gotta fix this. So we're gonna put it in front, like he's walking up to it. If you put it under his butt, it's gonna look like he just pooped it out. And we don't want to have our bird pooping out on the beach right now. But let's try to get our shell down. For some reason, that glue dot, and now our shell can go back down. Okay. So the only embellishments on all 4 cards are these. You guys, we used the gold and these purple and the white on a lot of other cards. So when it came time for this class, the blue, I had a plethora of blue left. And I was like, oh man, let's use up some blue. All right, that's for the next card. All right, Mary Jean Keepert, hello. You had your dad over for supper. You had pork chops and mashed potatoes. That sounds amazing. I wish you could send some my way. When Tyler gets here, we're going to be like, what are we going to make for dinner? Eggs. It's always eggs, you guys. All right. My mom brought lunch today. She brought egg sausage souffle, so that was really good. All right, so we're going to put that card back there and bring this back here so I can see it. All right, you guys, we got our first card done. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Okay, so there's one. I forgot to share with you guys what's coming up next Thursday. So I do have like 14 left, I think, for this one. This is the Regency Park ink, paper, scissors. So you guys, it feels like we just did the Queen Bee one. These are the 4 cards that you get in your kit, but the tutorial, Karen Watson, I just thought of this like an hour ago. I'm like, oh, the tutorial has 6 cards though. I was just having such a fun time designing with the Regency Park ink, paper, scissors. The designer paper, I used each sheet of the pack when I added in these 2. So the tutorial is going to have 6 cards in it. So extra bonus for the tutorial. And then you'll make these 4. So that is next week, Thursday, you guys, in case you're looking for something for next week, Thursday. All right, let's do which one next. Let's do that one so that we move your pearl to the right spot now. Hi, Lila from Florida. All right, so this is the one we're going to do next. Lila, this class just mailed out to you. I'm so happy to see you commenting. It's been a while since you were commenting. Your Queen Bee stamp set arrived yesterday, And once I got that and the Gnomes class now and the By the Bay, everything shipped out today. We had it to the post office at 5:20. So just so you know, it's on the way. This one, you guys, this is that Huron die. It's super cool. It looks like it actually has little hearts on the ends. So that's for the sentiment. Now for Rose, she did the little circle. My Magic of TV already has mine stamped in Night of Navy, but you'll have a piece of white that is about this size in your kit. That is for you to stamp your shell. If you don't have the shell, what else can you use, right? That's for use your imagination. And you have a strip of designer paper, because when all these cards got, like the design, Karen helped me cut all the designer paper. You guys, Karen Wetstein was a doll. She doesn't mind cutting 1/16 of an inch, and we coordinated it. She got all the paper and she cut. And so when these got cut, you guys, you end up with a little strip on the end. And so that strip is for the bottom. This is where your little pearl needs to go, right here. You have a piece of designer paper for the top and the bottom, and that mats on to the blue piece, like this. Don't worry, there's a little bit more overlap than that last card had, but it's gonna be something like that. And then you have the waterish look here, and that mats onto the Sahara, where our shell is going to go. And then you have, this is Sahara sand, and it's embossed with the Time Worn type embossing folder. And you have a piece of white for your inside, and then you have your Night of Navy cardstock, another horizontal card, you guys. All right, let's talk about this piece first. We need to grab our ink, so either crumb cake or Sahara sand, whatever you want. And so you're gonna pull out the dauber again. It's very hard to see it in person. I mean, on the camera, but in person, you can kind of pick it out. I love to add color over the top of the embossed raised areas, just to give a little definition. And I only need to do the outer edge because it gets covered up everywhere else. But this kind of makes it look a little bit darker than the Sahara sand, but you can also see the raised images. On a side note, I just had another thought, you guys, of a different class that's happening, complete with hair in here. So I did write last night the tutorial for the Stamp-a-Stack that's coming up next week. Karen proofread it today. I've got some minor changes, and then my plan is to get that emailed out to everybody tonight. You will be amazed that the tutorial will basically arrive in your inbox before your card kits get to your door. That is a very rare, extreme occurrence, okay? I'm amazed with myself that happened. So figure out, I'm gonna put the white to the bottom here and put more blue up to the top. Now this is the one that has the shells. So you're gonna ink up and we're gonna stamp the shells there. And then there's another one. So you gotta do it twice. And so we got 2 rounds of shells there. And then we have You Are a Pearl, rare and precious. Yes, you are. And it's in navy, and this stamp is very not nice to us. It looks straight, but it stamps really crooked. Trust me, unless I put it on here bad on my block, but yeah, it goes up high. So I just gotta swing it down. I gotta swing my L down. So I'm gonna go on the back and practice on my back of my die cut. And I gotta remember to bring my L down. Of course it's straight, okay. Then we gotta do it again. So we're bringing the L down a hair. And again, if you don't want this sentiment on yours, you can choose whatever you want. Oh, that's even worse. Okay, well, we're going with this side. It's okay. Oh man, it's a hard one. If you don't like the way you stamp it, you could always get a little scrap of white paper, stamp a sentiment on it, and just cut a square and put a square up there. But wow, this stamp is not good. I don't mind the sentiment part of it, but it's the It's the crookedness. And then I put a happy birthday on the inside here. So let's do happy birthday to you. I'm going to try that again. I feel like my B didn't have enough ink on it. There, that's good for me. All right, let's get that closed. And now you're going to think these two cards are similar in the sense that, and they are. It's like you have DSP on a mat, and then we've got Sahara with DSP, and then the focal image. So very similar, but they look like two different cards. All right, and they should. So you guys, glue happy. We need glue, 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 and look at this, you guys. You're gonna be like, whoa, what is she doing? She's crazy. All right, you ready for it? You think that's a lot? 2, 4, 6, we're going for it. All right, we're gonna act swiftly, making sure I glue the right sides. Our little stripperoni. That guy, that one, and this. All right, let's go to town here. So we got that one. I know, like people tell me that I get them nervous when I put all that glue down, and they said at home, I couldn't do this if Tigger was in here, you guys. I feel like he would be all over this and he would be jumping up. Definitely not good if you have a pet or animal at home that would be jumping in your space. So this one is going to go down first. This is going to go down in here like that. Good there. We'll do this one next. Make sure this one now is flush on 3 sides. We can always, I did use my boobs there to hold that. So I'm like, push it. And then this guy is going to go down on the bottom. And there. Get it all situated. Okay. Whew, that was good. All right. Now we're back to the tearing tape. And I was not good to myself. When I kitted up my cards, I did not give myself ribbon. So I need to go grab this Night of Navy bordered blue ribbon is one of my favorites in the mini catalog. Let me see. I have some over here. Let me grab it. Or I didn't grab it. So let's see here. This poor card kit that I have for Saturday, I'm going to have to replenish. Let's see. It's not that one. We're going to steal out of this one, you guys. It is not that one. It's got to be this one. Nope, that was the last one. Wait for it. It was not that one. It's got to be this one. We're stealing it out of here, you guys. Where's the ribbon? Right? Nope. Right there. We put it on the bottom usually. Okay. Gotta remember to get myself a ribbon. Ribbit. And now this. You guys, this blue, this board, it's called Bordered Night of Navy ribbon. It's like so shimmery on the sides. So pretty. All right. So happy I can steal from that kid over there. All right, then. Oh, here's what I did actually. I just noticed it. I leave these guys on, and I'm actually going to use dimensionals, and I popped this up. Just like that. This one is also popped up. And we got that ready. Our pearl, as long as I got dimensionals, I only popped up the top part of the shell, so right there and there. Our little pearl has a dimensional. And this guy, I popped up the top and the left-hand side. And I'll glue the other side flat. And all of these can get popped off. Because then we can just put them all on. So many dimensional backs, you guys. This one too, and then... All right, I think we got them. So this will go here. Just centered top to bottom, left to right. And then this, I have it more to the right-hand side because you gotta save a little room for your little label. Then this shell gets glue, and then that gets glue on the edge. And I got it just hitting that ribbon here. Something like that. And then the shell is just showing off its pearl right down here. Boom, nice. And then you guys should have your strip of blue, they're Milky Dots, you guys. They are gone. They're no longer in stock. They ran out of inventory. I have 2 big ones and a small one on here. So I got 1, 2, and then a small one. 3. Now the Milky Dots are gone. They are super, people love them. They're so pretty. This is what is in everybody's goodie bag for the Regency Park set, which is the one that's coming up next week. So you can see got some blue ones used here, and those that got the gold ones, and some right here. Yep. So that's what's in your, oh, and the blue ribbon. You guys get a roll of the blue ribbon in this one. All these cards use that bordered blue ribbon, Night of Navy ribbon. All right, Stella, Ella, Ella. Let's go around our edge. Now, this designer series paper, you guys, you could Stella that. I wouldn't Stella the shell because it'll make it bleed a little bit and you'll lose the definition, but you could definitely go around here. You could Stella these more if you wanted. They are kind of sparkly and shiny. You could do this a little bit more. Cool. There we go. Did I put it on the right way? Yes. Ha. Sometimes I have to check. So that's what we got for you guys for card. The second card we're doing tonight. You guys, I never follow the order of the PDF. I have no idea what order I write them in. All right, but that's that card. So we'll set you there. And we'll pull out the next one. Okay, which one? I think we're gonna save this guy for last because I think I like him. Oh, I like him too. No, we'll save this one for last. We're gonna do this one next. Okay. All right. So we got 2 done. This one was the first one that got designed for the class and uses a strip of designer paper here for the inside for with the crab, your bird. So that designer paper, it's 12 by 12, so 12 by 12, it's 6 by 6. And there's 3 birds on there and 3 crabs. So the way that your paper got cut, it's just like you got a section. And then what you're gonna wanna do is grab the dies or get your scissors and fussy cut them. And you're gonna just cut them out. Then you're also going to want to use, on the card we saved and used some of those shells right here. There's 2 little shells. And I don't know if I cut them out already, so we'll see here. You've got your bird. So this bird is designer paper and the crab is designer paper. You have a tag from the TaylorMade Tags. This die is from the Delicate Edges dies, and you will need to make it look like mine, you will need to snip these apart. And this comes at an angle like this, and then this one, it needs to sneak in there at a different angle. So you do need to cut them apart. And then these 2 are from the Seaside Bay, this grass. So it's like seaweed grass, those 2. And look at this. There's the burlap ribbon. So this is from the Country Bouquet suite. It's burlap and it comes with real red ribbon. Then, oh, this is my new favorite embossing folder. If they get rid of painted textures, at least I have this one. And this is the back side. It's part of the 3D Basics embossing folders, a set of 3. It's cool. It looks like hashtags kind of to me. then we have our little strip here, which is going to go on the white. And then piece of designer paper. You could go either way with it. Like this could be the water and that could be the sky. And I put it as this is the water and sand and then sky. And it has a navy matte for it. And then you have your card base. So just burnish that. And now back to this paper here. You are going to need to salvage a couple little shells. If you want. If this seems too tedious for you and you don't want to spend the time cutting these, there's definitely not a die for cutting these out. But some people didn't stamp that bird down there. And I think I'm going to skip stamping it. Some people put more shells on. So you're going to have to cut, excuse me, cut a couple of these little shells out. There's different ones. I didn't go for the bigger ones because they didn't seem proportionate right. They seem too big. But these smaller ones seem to work okay. I'm not a master or cutter-er, but just don't cut your finger. Okay, so there's that one. I'll do a third one. I just don't like those shells right there. They're not my favorite. They seem not good. So we're going to skip that one. I do like this guy a lot, though. A conch shell. So let's get him out. And you can toss the rest or use these shells however you may. But there I've got 3 shells. But they came out of that, so that's where they came from. Now, going back to this guy, you're going to want to grab that dauber again. Because if you're looking at this card compared to this, you might think, oh, they look similar, but it's actually a little darker, and that's because of blending ink over the top of these. And when I do my dauber, oh, thanks, Cindy Runtree. Definitely always a labor of love that we enjoy. When I do the daubering, I start where it's going to be covered up because it might be a little bit thick there when I first dip into the ink pad, and that's okay because that'll get covered up. Once I've got the dauber where I want it to be, that's when I go to the area that's going to be exposed. Versus pushing harder with the dauber, it's better to just go get a little more ink, because the harder you push with the dauber, the more it's going to wreck the dauber, and that sponge, like the foaminess is just going to get disintegrated. So I would rather go back and get more ink than push harder. And again, I'm only going in the area that's going to be exposed, and I'm going off in the center where you don't see it. So again, that's going to get covered up, and you can see the line here and a line here because this darkened it up a little bit, made it softer, and then same over here. So that's coloring up. I love adding color over the top of embossed areas. So then this one we're going to make as a thank you for everything. We're going to use the tailor-made tags, and the You Have a Heart of Gold, I stamped that in the inside. It comes from the Marigold Moments stamp set, and those people that are watching that were with me last night, they all were okay with not stamping that sentiment because they were like, no, then you got to run upstairs and get it. So I will have them know that I never ran upstairs and got it for class tonight either. So I practiced on the other one. Oh, what did I do here? Let's see here. The U needed to come down slightly. Something like that. But if you want to do the You Have a Heart of Gold, it's from Marigold Moments if you have it. Otherwise, oh, good job. All right, otherwise, leave it blank or stamp something else. I feel like that's it for our stamping. So you guys, not a lot of stamping on this card. Now, I think what we're going to do is we are going to glue just a couple things. This and this for right now. And just a little glue back there. So our little crab is hanging out on the inside here. So the designer paper goes there, and then this designer paper goes on this navy mat. Okay, the crab, let's put him down for a nap. And I don't usually pop up things on the inside of a card, but I did for this one. I popped up the top of the, like his little nippers. Definitely pop them up and then have his butt here glued flat. And I have him right about like that. So then you can still write your love note. And then this, we'll glue this on the inside right away. So we got that taken care of. Okay, now we're going to Stella. I'm just going to flip this over and use that for my Stella-ing. We're going to Stella all of our greenery. Get that Stella before we put it on. Most of it is exposed, so let's get that taken care of. And this too, because the bird is designer series paper and your crab is designer series paper, that means you can Stella them. And they won't bleed. So let's just do that. All right. Then the reason I didn't glue this down yet is because we got to put our foliage coming out the side. So what I would do to prep this is take my tear-in tape, run it along that left side like this, and then this little guy, he's coming out like that, and then this one, I've got that. You see there's a little guy that hooks up. I like that coming in front of it a little bit like that. I think that this one used to do that and it got tucked behind. All right, so then that is like kind of wrapping up the edge here. And something like our little seaweed hanging out over there. Then I'm going to put another little piece of tear-in tape to hold that, but I'm not going to pick it off because I'm actually raising this piece up like that. The bird, I'm going to prep him with a couple dimensionals as well. And I might as well put my tag as well. All right. Once you pop, you guys, you can't stop. You're like Pringles. All right, so this gets flipped over. And I'm going to try to get flush on the top here. And it's like that much. I'll make sure I'm straight. Ooh, that was okay, good. I always try to remind you guys to test your papers before you glue them, because you might, like in this case, you could trim it shorter, but if your Sahara sand was a little bit too short, you could always have trimmed, if it was too long, you could always have trimmed it a little bit too. Either piece you could trim. All right, now I'm good with that. This is gonna get glued. You guys are probably wondering why I didn't glue like 6 pieces all at once on this card. Because I'm like, there's an order to this one. That will go over here. Like that. Nice. I chose not to stamp my bird, you guys. But half the people stamped a bird here and the other half didn't in class last night. If you did want to do the bird, before you pop this down, you would have to stamp the bird. And I stamped it in blue. Just know it needs to go off to the right here a little because this bigger bird comes in over here. But it looks nice without it as well. You don't have to do it. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave these dimensionals on and I'm going to glue his feet down so he's planted. And I can always pick those dimensionals off in a bit, but we're going to get him situated right here. And then we'll use some glue dots on the back of these. And then the big one went down first, and it kind of fills in this area over here. So you kind of have that there, and then this one's here. And because I didn't grab those dimensionals off yet, it allowed me to slip them in. And now I just have to pick the bird up, pick those off, and now that helps to plant and secure these even more. Now this seems a little bit flippy floppy, and what you could do is take a dimension or a glue dot, and there's like a bigger section right there. You could put that right in the middle there if you want, and that helps to give that a little bit more stability. And then you have about 4 inches of this burlap, and there's no bow. You guys are just weave it through the hole here, like bring it right through the hole, and then you're just doing an overhand knot. I learned that terminology a couple weeks ago. I think it was Annette Rollin that told me that. And all you're doing is tying an overhand knot. It will stay. This burlap ribbon is amazing. It's so pliable, and it makes this perfect little bow. It's not a bow, it's just a knot. And then you pick those little guys off. And I've got it slightly hanging over the edge here. And grab your ribbon scissors, and we're going to trim that tail and then that tail. I love the TaylorMade tags. They're so cool. And then let's see, you will have some more of these blue milky dots to use. Got 2 small and a big. So let's grab a small one and a small one and a big one. We're not done. We still have our shells to glue on. So I've got those 3 shells, and what I might recommend, because they're so teeny tiny, I think I'm gonna just put my glue dots, like a little dot of glue, and we'll have one over there. What dye did you use for the greenery, asks Hildy. That's a very good question, Hildy. There are 2 die sets that got used for the greenery. One of them happens to be, let's see if that guy's gonna go that way. So we've got some shells over there. One actually happens to be the set. It is the Seaside Bay, or By the Bay. And when you go in here, this one has these 2, which you guys, if you just watched, I had that one behind the bird, and this one was behind the bird. But then you're like, well, what about that one? Where's that from? Well, let me show you. That is from something called Delicate Edges. It's in the Big In catalog, the big annual catalog. And if you go to the back section after the bundles are done, there is, oh here, this is just, as long as I got it open, you guys, the next card that we're doing, that seashells embossing folder, that is right here, Seaside Seashells. Say that 7 times fast. That's from the annual catalog. Oh, hang on, wait, one moment. This is the die set. The embossing folder is right here. So Seashells 3D embossing folder was used here, but there's a die that goes with it. Didn't use the die though, okay? So back to the Delicate Edges, Hildy, right here, that one. Delicate Edges, that right there. To me, when I had only used that in the Sun Prints class. I haven't used these other 2. This to me looked like seaweed, so I thought, oh my goodness, that's gonna be so nice on this card to kind of help accent the seaweed. Then there's one other die set here. So actually 3 die sets got used. This one is from the Huron, which I think is out of stock and I don't know, I'd have to take a look. If there's a demonstrator watching, you could always tell us. Huron dies, you could look it up and see there's this die right here that gets used on the next card. So when I think of designing cards, I think of my helpers. They might not know that, but I don't want them disliking me and not wanting to help me die cut. So instead of using this die like 2 times and this die 2 times and using that for these 3 cards, what I did is I tried to look for other dies so that when they're running them through, they can have each of them on the plate at the same time. And it's only, let's say there were 72 kits made for this class, and then it was 72 passes. Where if I did that die 2 or 3 times, they'd have to do 72 times 3 passes to get that, unless we have another die set. So in this case, I thought, oh my goodness, that is awesome greenery. Now, Rose doesn't have this die set, and so she ended up using more of that greenery in this one, I'm pretty sure. So, but good question. All right, so that goes here. This is done. We're done with the book. All right. Oh, and there it goes. All right, we got our shells done, and now you can see the difference. The greenery is from the deli. Oh, thanks for answering, Rose. So then you can see the difference. I added a 3rd shell here, and here I stamped a bird. They both look good. Whoever gets the card isn't going to know if you want a bird or not. So we're going to just do a little, make our water kind of glisten-y. Oh, thanks for answering Susie Stocks as well. All right. Love the long one. I know, Hildenal. The delicate edges dies, there's 4 of them, and you might not catch them and see what they can really do, but it really, to me, this was the first card. When I saw that greenery die, I was like all over designing this like this. So, and you guys, the crab, you can't really tell it, but when you hold it this side, you can see, oh yeah, it's popped up. Really cool. All right. 3 done and 1 more to go, you guys. And we're gonna stick this little slip in here. Some people ask me what this little card is all about. You guys, when I design a card, I write down the measurements in my chicken scratch, and I try to write down stuff so that I don't forget. So like tailor-made tag dies. I didn't even write on here delicate edges dies, did I? Nope, and I should have, but that's okay. All right, that one's done, and we have this Pearlicious card left to go. All right, we get to do a new ribbon technique, you guys. So Miss Lori Krause, a friend of mine, a stamper friend from the States, she does this on swap cards, and I finally found the courage to do it. I forget about it, and when I see her do it on cards, I love it, and now I'm like, oh, it's so fun. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. You know, you might hate it, and you might not do it, and that's okay. But you got to see it in action. All right, ready for this? I'm so excited. Like here I put some balmy blue ribbon actually in my kit, and that's the one that I actually went over there. I'm like, oh, I've got 2 scraps I could use, but that's okay. So you guys, in your kit, you'll have the balmy blue variegated. So when it comes to the Sweet Bundle class, we don't use the Sweet Bundle ribbon in every card. We don't use, we don't always use the gems in every card, right? So we try to do a cross array and show different things. So this is where the card that got you, the ribbon got used in, and we kept it balmy blue and white because it just looked good in here. You could color it if you wanted to, no problem though. In here, you guys will have your little stylish shape square, a little one, a little baby. You'll have your embossed mat with the seashells embossing folder. Now this is from the Huron dies, right? Just to give some extra die cutting in here. I have a disclaimer. When I designed the sandhill here, I did use that edge. And when I sent everything off to Anna, helped with the die cutting on this one, I forgot to ask her to die cut the sandhill down here, okay? So we were kitting up last Tuesday and we're like, oh, shoot. So executive decision, you guys, you all got a piece of crumb cake about this size. And what you're gonna do is just rip your paper. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do it on this kit. So it's done for the person. And let's find it. Right, this is the crumb cake one. So you guys can see what you got in your kit. If you have the die, you could go die cut it, right? If you ended up getting the die, you could use the Sandhill die cut, die cut it. But what you have in your kit, you guys, just so you know, is this right here. All right? And all you need to do, I kind of have a nail and I use that as like to start it. And then you're just going to take the paper And this is actually cooler to do because when you tear paper like this, you get this edge on the top that looks frayed. And then when you sponge that, it actually looks super cool. So you could use either side, and you could use both of these and do what we did on the last card and have 2 sandhills if you wanted, because I gave you enough paper in your kit. It was this big. You could layer them like this and do sandhills just like we did on the other one. So there you go. The other thing that I wanted to point out to you guys is this, not on this kit, but on 60 of the 72 kits, this shell did get cut out right out of the middle. And it's okay because this designer paper will cover that hole up. All right. Yes, Judy Immel said that she likes the way it looks when you tear it versus die cutting. Exactly. It does. It looks super cool when you do the tearing. It looks like a rough, like sand edge hill. All right. So I didn't take anything out of this kit. I just helped it along for Saturday. All right. So you have a piece of designer paper that's like the very stormy ocean. You have a piece of designer paper with some shells on it, which mats onto the crumb cake. You have a strip, and that's for your inside. So when you cut this paper like this, you end up with the side panel, like just a 1/2 inch strip on the side. So that's what everybody's got that. You have a shell that's actually crumb cake. Mine is a little lighter because I cut that out of Sahara, but we opted to do everybody's with crumb cake because we could cut it out of that mat. And then you have an inside piece, and you have your base, all about the base. So just burnish that. And now this is a vertical card. All right, so let's see here. Now, you can see a difference between this embossed piece and that one. Can you tell that the one on the right has a little bit of white illuminating, like luminescence? How do you do that? Well, let me tell you. You need a dauber. You need some re-inker, and this is a tip from Carissa Alberts. I never did it like this. I always dip my sponge dauber in my ink pad, my white ink pad, and you guys, my white ink pad is not happy with me. My poor white ink pad is, I don't know. I don't even know where it is. Hang on. Show you. You're going to be so sad when you see my white ink pad, you guys. Because in class, what happens is the dauber turns the color of the cardstock. It somehow picks up the color. You're going to be like, ugh, ugly. Well, my poor little white ink pad looks like that. And you probably, it's like there's blue and there's spots all over and it's pretty nasty looking. So instead of dipping this colored dauber into your pretty nice white ink pad, either take a block and like dip it, or save that and just put a little bit of re-inker onto the block. Like you guys, a teeny tiny little drop. And Carissa taught me this. I never did it before, like 6 or 3 months ago. I don't know, whenever it was I was by her. And so now you dip that sponge dauber into the block, and then you can just clean your block off. And the trick with doing white is when you go on it first, it's super thick like that, and you're like, ugh. But just know, you always want to start in the area that gets covered up, and the designer paper's down there, and you're just gonna start on the bottom, and you can see like, oh, it's really white, like, oh my gosh, so much. So start on the bottom, and once you have the dauber to the consistency you want, that's when you just lightly hover over. So this white on dark cardstock is super fun to do. And then when you need more, go back, dip in, start at the bottom, and then work your way up. I don't know if you guys can see the magic. Let's see if you guys can see that better. So get the ink, start at the bottom, and then it just highlights. And you can add more, but you can't take it away. So it's better to start out light, and you can add more. But there's what you can see, and it just brings it out. But you can see here, not good, bad, but okay, because that gets covered up. So there's a little bit of advice for you guys when you're coloring, coloring. And, oh, thanks, Linda Grady. All right, so this is going to get glued. All right, let's see here. Let's do some stamping. We gotta get our stamping done here. Let's grab, oh, I hate this little sorry, hate's a strong word. I just like the sentiment because I never can get it good. Let's do the happy birthday first. And we're gonna put that. Now, this little strip goes over here. So I'm just gonna set that there because I'm gonna recenter based off of that, right? Because otherwise, yes, it doesn't look centered, but as soon as you put that on, it's centered. Yes, the white tint really adds a lot. So now we can glue that and that. But we're gonna try this little guy. You guys, I don't know. I feel like Tigger. There's like 3 cat furs on here, you guys. What happened to this ink pad? So I will tell you that Tigger was in the hive last night for the entire class. He was saying hi to everybody, and then he got tired and he napped for basically 2 hours next to us. He was on the chair. And I gotta wipe my fingers off now. So it's very possible that we got fur in these pads. Oh wait, so he kind of camped out on a chair and we didn't hear from him for like the entire class. And then at the end, he came out again. All right, we're gonna practice. Which way does it need to go? Okay, we're trying that. It's way down there. Okay. Oh man, here we go. It needs to come up a hair and go right there. Okay. It's slightly that way, but not bad. Oh, thanks, Wanda. I appreciate that. I love sharing with you guys. All right, so let's get a little bit. Oh, we're not done stamping. I also stamped, now that I got blue everywhere, I stamped some shells, some sand on. Oh, I suppose you guys, we did use 3 colors of ink. We used white too. We did stamp a couple, some sand on the bottom of this guy. So let's grab that sand stamp, this one. And we're gonna stamp boom and boom. Good, good. Now I think we're alone now. All right, doesn't seem to be anyone around. Haha. All right, let's make a karaoke for the night. So we can glue this, this, and I think that's it for now. So let's do glue happy. Glue, glue, glue. I think that's all. Yep, let's do that. So this one goes on to this piece. And again, you might have a hole in the middle. Be careful. If you have the hole in the middle, you don't want to be putting glue everywhere because it'll come through the other side. Then this little guy, I want to make sure my waves are potentially facing the right way. That goes along the edge here, like that. Okay, so far so good. And then this one, make sure your waves are facing the right way and that they go on the bottom. So that's gonna go over here. And then make sure we're flush on 2 sides. Then we can always trim off this side if we need to. And if your blue paper is ever too long, then you can always trim that. All right, then this will go along the bottom, and I just have it flat, you guys. There's no popping up. There's not a lot of room for popping up on this one. And it goes along here. So flush on the left and the right, and then trimming off the other edge so it's not hanging over. And then our ribbon. Are you guys ready for it? You should have about 8 inches. I'm rolling back the sleeves for this one. All right, so grab your 2 tear-in tapes, or 4 actually. Oh, got the end used, look at that. Okay, so we're gonna put 2 back here, like that. And let's see here. We need to grab another roll out of the mysterious adhesive drawer. And this is what you can do. You need about that much right here. And you need about that much over here. Okay? I'm curious, how many of you have ever done ribbon like this? Oop, that came right off. Hang on. There. And then that. So grab your ribbon. Oh my gosh, it came right off again. Hang on. It doesn't want to stick. Hang on, we're gonna start that over. Try again. Gotta press it hard. There. All right, so pick if you want blue on the top or the bottom. I'm going with it on the top. And I'm gonna round the edge just a little bit. All right, and then I can, oh, that's not enough, but okay. Now, how do you do this? Very carefully. So you're catching that tear and tape here, and you're bringing it back, and then you're gonna make a little Humpty Hump and catch that tear and tape. Let's see if I go a little bit closer so you guys can see a little bit better. And I am not all about being straight across. I went down and worked my way up, and I made bigger little tabs and smaller little tabs. So I'm catching that tear and tape and then folding it back, catching the tear and tape, folding it back like that. And then you're gonna get to the point where right about here, you can stop. I might just do one more because I can, but that's pretty much where I'm gonna stop and cut my ribbon, and I'm going to use a piece of tear and tape and secure it. I did not give you enough to go all the way over. I promise you I didn't. I gave you 8 inches. I'm like, I am not the biggest fan of putting ribbon behind an area that you don't see. You might have enough to go across depending on your Humpty Humps. And some people didn't like to do this, so they actually just put it straight across, and then they had plenty. But now I'm gonna start, you might have enough with 8 inches. I don't know, actually. Who knows? Sometimes I underestimate ribbon, and sometimes it's a slightly over. But we're just gonna go now from this side, and we've got some Humpty Humps going this way. And I guess, on honesty, this is gonna cover it up. So I might just leave that like that and just call it a day. And I want to use that guy up. And I don't have to worry about him. And now that's going to go there. That is what I did with that ribbon. Okay? So I might just trim this a hair. Thank you, Ileana. Hi, Deb Norman. All right. Then I am going to cover both of these up to secure them on the back side, like that, and pick these off. These will get liquid glue as well as this. Ileana, I hope you learned some tips and tricks tonight. This is like your second class. Hopefully you got to see it's like when you guys watch a class, it's like you get to see behind, like under the skirt, you get to see how everything operates, right? Versus reading the tutorial, sometimes it doesn't always make sense. So you guys, sometimes I will call out in the tutorial, watch the video. Because it's sometimes so much easier seeing how to do something versus actually reading how to do something. And you can see I put more liquid glue on the back of something that's embossed like this. And sometimes my trimmer leaves a little corner hangover right there. Thanks, Ann Bellinger. That will fit on here like that. And then this is popped up with dimensionals. I gotta give Lori Krause props. That is a cool ribbon technique. I've seen her probably do it on 5 cards that I've gotten from her so far. And every time I see it, I think, oh, I gotta do that in a class. And this one was perfect because it makes it look like wavy water. All right, so then that's popped up, and that's gonna go right. It's more to the right than to the left. And then we've got these things. Now I did see, Like my shell here is crumb cake. You guys, when you guys got yours cut, we cut Sahara for you. And so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna sponge over this and make it a little darker with some Sahara ink. And then I'm gonna just do my edges a little bit to make them look shaded. And this guy, what I did, I would take my Terran tape and just put it along the back here like that. And then kind of set that on the designer paper. And then our little shell is gonna go right there. And you guys see the inside, that's where you put your pearl. All right, so this is gonna get a little liquid glue on the back. What I'm gonna do, before I put that down, I'm gonna try not to get glue all over my fingers, and I'm just going to sponge. See, yours is crumb cake, so it will match a little bit better, where I don't know why for my sample here I did Sahara. I think after the fact I thought, ooh, I think crumb cake would look nice. So that's just resting on the ocean floor. And I had one pearl, like one, there it is. I have one lonely soldier right here, and that gets to go right in the middle. Perfect. And then same thing with this guy. We put 1, 2, 3 along the edges that hang over, and then a little bit of liquid glue. Oh, thanks for checking. Rose said that the Huron bundle is out of stock. I guess my next question is it out for good, like all gone, or are they coming back with any replenishment? So that goes over the edge like that. And then in this one, since the pearl is 1 gem, we have some milky dots here. Oh, she learned so much. Your stress level went down just by watching you do the magic. Awesome. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that the stress level went down. I like to hear that. So you guys have a big and a small one left, I think. For my card here, I'm just going to use 2 small ones because then I save some big ones for, you know what, there's actually more big ones. So you know what I'll do is I'll do what the card has. We'll go big and a small. All right. Then, usually watching the video helps. And so Ileana, the advice that stampers give is when they take a class with me, they say that they love to watch the video first on how to do the cards. And they try not, I go fast. If you try to keep up with me, I go kind of fast. If you have to do your stamping and you have to do other things. So what people generally do is they watch the video and then they know what to do, and then they can always put the cards together later, and then they can refer to the tutorial, or they can go off of memory, or they can improvise too if they want to. I'm just going to Stella these guys. But the general rule is you guys just never feel overwhelmed. I mean, try not to, right? Just know that you don't have to keep up with me. I don't expect anybody to keep up. Ultimately, this video is here for forever. As long as YouTube is around and it lets us keep replaying our stuff, you'll be able to go back to this video and refer to it and pause me, start me, like play me, whatever you want to do to me. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you're like, she talked too much. And I don't want to listen to her jibber jab. That's fine. It's up to you. So that's why it's nice to watch the replay as well. The live is great so that you guys can answer questions, or I can help answer questions. And then the replay is there for you to go back to and always refer to. Oh, thanks, Paula Stewart. All right, you guys. So we got these 4 beauties done tonight for class. So again, if you're in Canada, reach out to Rose Coleman. She's on here. We are going to be, so I haven't shared her information in my description of the YouTube video, but I will go back and add it so that you have it. If you go to my events calendar, for anybody that's looking for Rose, if you go to my cardsbychrisb.com, or if you're looking for me, if I have an events calendar, so this is March, you guys, every day that there's a little gray square, that means there's a class. And tonight's class, or the 23rd, you click on the title, and it has here, by the Bay class, and it says, those in Canada should reach out to Rose Coleman at shaw.ca, and here's her phone number. And then those in the US can reach out to me, so that you have our contact information in here. Mine's always right here. This class is free with a minimum $45 order in the United States, as long as you use my current host code, which is currently this one. And you can also find that at the bottom here. It's always underneath me wearing that yellow shirt. It's always right there. If this changes, it will be changed here first. So you can always find it here. Rose has a similar deal where if you place a minimum order of something, I don't know, Rose, off the top of my head, what the Canadian dollar value is. I don't have it listed in here. Thanks, Randy. Oh, hi, Jennifer Jones. I was thinking, Rose, that's something that we should coordinate, is to have the Canadian pricing in here too. And like, or people can just reach out to you and ask you as well. Just so that you guys know, in Canada too, with Rose, you can get the class for free with a minimum order, or you can pay for the class. So if you guys are looking to get this class mailed to you, the cost is $18 plus $6 for shipping. So if you want to do porch pickup or come in person on Saturday, it would be $18, or free with a $30 order. Whereas the mail version is, in the US, $24, or free with a minimum $45 order. So basically, if you place an order using the host code to buy anything that you want from Stampin' Up, using the current host code that Rose or I have, you get all the kits for free, the 4 card kits for free. So basically, you're getting the class for free with an order. So, oh, thanks, Susie. She loves the ribbon on the last card. Yay! So I have these cards set aside. We'll be doing, eventually when I get a moment. I did not have a moment before class to pick the next set of winners for a card class. But what we are going to do, you guys, is a drawing. So if you missed so the reason the class is called Share, Create, Inspire, which seems backwards. Stampin' Up is Create, Inspire, Share? Create, Share, Inspire, right? CSI, where mine is share a recipe with me. I create a card from the recipe and hopefully inspire you guys. So the name of my class is Share, Create, Inspire. So it's a little bit different, like the different ordering of the words. So let me show you. Mary Lemke shared, this was last Wednesday in case anybody wants to watch it. Mary Lemke shared her recipe card. This picture is out here on the website. And if you go back here to the calendar of events from last week, Wednesday, here on the 15th, Share, Create, Inspire. If you want to get a recipe card from me, click on the Here button. It'll take you to a link to fill out the form. And once I see that you fill out the form, I will mail this to you. And then on the bottom here, for the current month, I have, here's Mary's recipe. She filled this out. And from this recipe, I created a card. Ha ha ha. All right. So that sounded like an evil laugh. That layout got used right away. So Mary's 2 cards that she shared were these. And you guys, at the end of class, I opened up her envelope and shared with you her cards to see how different they were from mine. So these were her 2 cards, right? And then from that, the card that I made was, that's why I had an evil laugh, I made the Tyler card here. So, this is your game night card. I love it, right? So, we used Mary's idea and we made it into a game night card. Book card, like easel fold. So, I love it. And what happens is anybody who shared their card, we did a drawing. We're going to do a drawing. So to share your card, you had to share it by last night in the Facebook page of my events. And you go here to About. And you guys, anybody wants to go out and see the past classes here, you go to Past Events, or you want to see the cards that people shared, all you have to do is go to, it's right, oh, I have Upcoming. I got to go to Past. One moment, please. Here's Past. Here it is. Share a recipe, create a card, and inspire others. And you go to the discussion, and you can see not many people commented, but that's okay. Like Anna Rebedu put her card. Deb Norman put her card. Millie Kindle got her card. Love the bike riding off the edge. That's cool. So that's awesome. Sherry Pyre shared a card. Susan Wormley shared her card. Very cool. So Doral did, Linda Hall, awesome. Donna Grushke shared, Karen Goddard, awesome. So you guys, so all those people, and so Kelly, so graciously volunteered after I asked her if she would do it. She pulled together all the names. So let's go and see. She said she messaged me right here. Share, create. Okay, 9 people. So you guys, we're gonna do a random number generator. Grab a Post-it note so I can write down the winner's name. So we're gonna go here to random. So I think we said 9. So let's go back here, 9 people. So we're gonna put in here. So thank you to everybody for sharing. It was the first time ever doing this class. I know it's a different type of class, but I got positive feedback. And as long as people keep giving me recipes, I will keep doing the class. So right now I've got 4 more recipes that are coming back in. So at least for the next 4 months, we have class cards to work on. So we're gonna generate, drum roll please. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Number 8. All right, I need a pencil. And green on this color is not very good, but who's number 8? Anna Rabadoo. All right, Anna, I will have Rabadoo, a prize for you. Haha, I rhymed, a poet, and I don't even know it. All right, so thank you for everybody for obliging me on this newly created class. Then, mystery card night, you guys, is similar. You can share your cards in the event. So if you want to go back and look at March, oops, I don't want to manage. If you go back to March here, so thanks for responding, Rose, that the Huron dies are no longer available. That is correct. Thanks, Mary Schreiber. So you go to discussion, and you can see everybody here that shared. Well, how does it only have 2? That doesn't seem right. There's more than 2. Okay, I think there's a lot more. Okay, so this is where you guys can go in and look at everybody's cards. The layout was so cool. I love it. So again, in case you guys missed it early on, my mystery card was this one. I got inspired by a gal. Her name is Tammy DeWitt. She made this one with the Delicate Desert, and I completely loved the layout and ended up doing my camping card like this. This is also a game night card, you guys. Love it. Got 2 cards inspired from these fun folds. And again, that would be game night. So Kelly pulled together our list of people who did game night, mystery night. So looks like we have, holy Moses, 54 people. So we are going to do a drawing for 3 names. So we said, did I say 54, you guys? I think I said 54. 54, yep. So we're gonna put 54 in here. We're gonna do 3 people. 54, I'm gonna hit the word generate. Oh, it said number 9. Okay, let's go see who number 9 is. Hildy, good job, Hildy. All right, so Hildy will win a prize. And then we're gonna hit the word generate again. Number 34. 34 is Miss Kathy Jackson from Iola, Wisconsin. All right. And then we're gonna hit generate again. Thanks, Cindy Runchy. I'm glad you had fun. Number 40. 40 is Denise. Oh, Mortimer. Denise. What, were you not the gal that told me you wanted? No, that's Vonica. Oh, gosh. I saw the Montoya, and I thought maybe you guys are the same. But nope, that was just a memory from the beginning of class. Denise, I don't know if I know you. So Denise, I need your address to send you a prize. Denise Mortimer. Maybe I have it, but I don't recall you. Okay, so congratulations to the 4 of you gals. Whoop, whoop. All right. So now what we're gonna do, I also do a prize drawing for people who did place an order to get the cards for free. What happens is your orders help me build workshops. Workshops are what I use to get host rewards. Host rewards are what I use to buy the supplies for the class to help offer the class for free to you for placing your order. Okay, that's how it works. And so what happens is I sometimes over forecast on how much product I need, or I'll buy like 5 packs of something and I really only need 4. And so what ends up happening is I have extra supplies at the end. or I've over forecasted and I have extra stuff. So I like to give away where I can. And so those people who help me place orders help me get the extra product. So Becky Gandolfo, you are number 1. Mary Lemke, you're number 2. Angela Knutson is 3. Judy Bobo, you're number 4. All right, then Janet Flay, you're number 5. And Karen Woods, you're number 6. Tammy Steckling, you're number 7. Carla Lake, number 8. Eliana, you are number 9. Nicole Herrick, you are 10. Barbara Rudolph, 11. And then we have Lynn Beasley, number 12. Hildy, you're number 13. If you win, I might say that we're going to draw a second place winner because you already won tonight. I like to share the love and have as many multiple people win in a night as possible. So we'll see. I'm going to include you. We'll see how lucky you are. If you get your name drawn again, I'm going to tell you to go buy a lottery ticket and we're going to pick another person to win a prize, okay? I hope that sounds fair. All right, so we had 13 people and we're going to do a random number generator again. And let me get there and put in 13. I'll drop the camera down so you guys can see who it is. I said Hildenel was number 13. All right, clicking the word generate. Da-da-da! 2 scoops of Raisin Bran, you guys. And you remember the 2 scoops? 2 scoops. All right, Mary Lemke. All right, girlfriend, you are lucky number 2, my favorite number. You won a door prize. So Hildenel, we were good. You still won a prize. Yay. All right, Mary, I just shipped out your box of stuff today. It left here. It's gone. I will save a prize for you the next time I mail something out to you. So that's how the door prizes work, you guys. And the prizes, I generally save them and wait until you have a package or something mailing out. Because we all hate shipping charges. I know. That's why I try to consolidate as much as I can for you guys. So I hang on to the prizes like Linda Grady. You had won a prize a while back and you got the Gnomes class. Your prize shipped out today. Becky Schlossnagel, you had a prize that we were waiting to ship because you got the stamp stack. It mailed out. So I wait until you have a class. Usually I give it like 2 to 3 weeks to 4 weeks. And if you don't take a class, it just sits there. I have somebody from like back in November yet that I'm like, they hadn't taken the class since November. And so it's just sitting here until they take a class. So, because I don't like to pay extra shipping either if I can avoid it. Yay, congratulations to all. That is so right. All right, you guys. So tomorrow is Friday. It is Friday the 24th. And tomorrow night, you will see me live in the Hive with Miss Mary Gunn. We have Craft Roulette. And I need all the support I can get. I don't know what number we have set for a goal, but we have always set goals for people to view. And I think we broke records when we had 100 about 2 years ago. And then the last time I think we hit really close to 200. So if you guys don't have anything doing tomorrow night and you want to pop in, it would be great for you to pop in when we, like, from the first, it starts at 6:30. But if you could pop in between 6:30 and 6:45, even if you can't watch the whole show, we're trying to maximize viewership. And I always love setting aggressive goals, you guys. Thanks, Melanie Miller. So Craft Roulette is tomorrow night. It's a fun game show. I don't know what I'm going to make. I have to stamp on the fly, and you guys know me by now that I usually have things prepped and ready for you, and I can do it in my sleep usually, except for when I'm doing the Share, Create, Inspire card. That was a little bit nerve-wracking a little bit. But Craft Roulette is, I have no idea what I'm making. Like, I have all of my cards on the display over there of everything I've ever done with Mary Gunn. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is probably like my 7th or 8th time doing Craft Roulette with Mary. We started probably 3 years. It was 3 years, I think, in December. So we do 2 to 3 a year. So if you can join us tomorrow night, that would be awesome. And then I have my doubleheader classes Saturday morning. And on Sunday, if you are a Be Happy Stamper, I want to remind you, we have our quarterly team meeting. You guys, I do my meetings quarterly. They're intense, not intense bad way, but we do recognition, we do birthdays, we do honoring bees that have anniversaries, and we talk about stuff. And then if you're in person, we have a potluck. There's make and takes. And so if you're not local, we do a Zoom. So I do a Zoom at the exact same time that we do in person. And so for me, it's intense, not for you guys, but it's a lot. And so we do 3 months worth of recognition. So we'll be recognizing everybody's activities for January, February, March. And right beforehand, the team auction is going to be happening at 2:30. So people who did stuff on my team throughout Sale-a-bration were given auction bucks. And I have bundles, and I have paper, and I have embellishments, and I have blending brushes. I have about 20 prizes that people can win on Sunday for the team auction. And so those people that got auction bucks are welcome to participate and bid on things to get them as gifts from me for being awesome and on my team. So lots of stuff. And then you guys, what's on the docket for me, I am actually going to be working on designing cards next week. I need to get some done. So my plan is to finish off the Ready to Ride class next week, the last card for the monthly, work on the In Color retirement class. I have one ad hoc that I'm working on with perfect pomegranates, maybe. So my plan is on Monday, Tuesday, is to just kind of focus on that and just get the designing done for April so that we can do a showcase of the April classes on Wednesday or Thursday, probably end up being Thursday. So just so you know, that is what is on the radar. Next week class, Monday night is paper pumpkin. Oh man, they're not here, but I do have 6 paper pumpkins for the month of March available. I did have a couple people reach out to me today, so there might be just a few less, but I still have at least 3 or 4 paper pumpkins for March. I'll have them out here the next time. Kelly is going to be doing paper pumpkin with you guys at 6 p.m. Monday night. And then I have the ink paper scissors with Regency Park with you on Thursday night. I have lots of kits left for that. So don't hesitate. Hi, Anik. Hubby's birthday tomorrow. Yay, 324. Happy birthday to him. Don't hesitate to reach out, you guys, as soon as you know you want to sign up for something so I can get you on the list. And yeah, it's just a busy week ahead, you guys. Every week's busy. And then you know what? It's April Fool's Day on next Saturday. So another week of March, and then we are already into April. Isn't that crazy? So lots of stuff in store for you guys. There's gonna be a lot of amazing classes coming up. So I think I talked enough. I think I can let you guys go and be on with your nights, right? Oh, I'm like, I just looked at myself. I'm like, I got my rosy cheeks like I normally do because I talk a lot. And I had to come up for air is what I usually have to do by the time I'm done with class. So, all right. Those people that I took notes to about wanting the sampler, if I don't have emails from you to reply back to, I will also try to reply to you just to get it in written communication about the sampler. Yeah. Because you guys, that's crazy. That's going to already be working on the sampler next month already. Oh, thanks, Susan Bellamy. I hope you guys really enjoyed the By the Bay class. For those that are watching this a day or two or even a week after, know I have 11 kits left. Rose has kits if you're in Canada, so don't hesitate to reach out to us to ask if you'd like to get in on this class. The having the handmade or the prepped up card kits are just so easy for you guys to just add your stamps, your few stamps, and then assemble and have some pretty awesome cards. Now is my $1 million question. Is there anything I forgot? So I'm looking around and I'm like, if I forgot it, we'll get to it next time, right? All right. I always hesitate like hitting the end button, you guys. So, all right. Lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you guys. I was very happy we did not buffer tonight. That was amazing. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything, and we will see you the next time. I'm going to count to 10. And it always cuts out somewhere in the middle, so I don't know when it'll cut out, but just know I'm done. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Love you long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick up 6, right? 6. Pick up 6, 7, 8.